The rain was falling so hard it looked like the entire city was dissolving into grey water, and inside the towering glass building, a man who owned more than 1,000 employees froze mid-stride because of one trembling whisper from a child. The little girl's voice was small, almost lost in the storm outside, but the words struck him deeper than any business crisis ever had. "My mommy is sick, but she still works. She works every day even when she can't stand." And in that moment, the world of the powerful CEO collided with the fragile truth he had never noticed behind the walls of his own empire. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and humanity, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It truly helps stories like this reach more hearts. The morning had begun like any other for Maya, a single mother who worked as a janitor in that same corporate building. For the past few weeks, every step felt like she was dragging a mountain with her. Her lungs burned, her joints ached, and the fever came and went like a cruel shadow. But she had no choice. Her daughter Lily's school fees, food, medicine, rent, everything depended on her salary. Maya had learned long ago that a mother doesn't get sick days, she gets survival days. And so she fought through the exhaustion with quiet bravery, making sure Lily never felt the weight she carried on her shoulders. Yet that particular morning was different. Maya's body felt heavier than ever, and her vision blurred with every movement. She tried to breathe steadily, but even inhaling felt like a battle she was destined to lose. She whispered to herself to keep going, reminding herself that she only had a few more hours before she could rest. But rest was a luxury she rarely tasted. Her cough worsened, her chest tightening like invisible hands squeezing her lungs. Still, she kept pushing her cleaning cart forward, praying no one would notice the suffering she had to hide. Upstairs, CEO Adrian Cole was preparing for a major presentation about expansion and success. His company was known for its sharp efficiency, and he prided himself on making decisions based on logic, not emotion. But fate had a different plan for him that day. As he walked through the lower hallway, rehearsing numbers in his head, he caught sight of a little girl standing alone by Maya's cleaning cart. Lily was holding a small lunchbox, her eyes wide with innocent worry as she watched her mother struggle to stay upright. The child didn't see Adrian at first, she only saw her mother. Adrian stepped closer, his footsteps echoing softly. Then he heard it, the whisper that shattered everything he thought he knew about the people who worked for him. "Mommy is sick, but she still works, because if she doesn't, we can't pay for the house, and she says I shouldn't worry. But I'm really scared." The words weren't meant for him, yet they struck him as if they were. Something inside Adrian cracked. He suddenly saw not an employee but a human being, a mother fighting a silent war every day beneath the polished floors of his corporation. And for the first time in years, he felt truly ashamed. How many people just like her were unseen, unheard, unnoticed? Maya didn't realize he was watching. She tried to smile at Lily, but her knees buckled and she gripped the cart for support. The child gasped, rushing to her mother's side, her small hands trembling. Adrian moved instinctively, reaching out just before Maya's body gave way. Her collapse was slow yet painful to witness, as if the weight of years finally forced her to surrender. He caught her before she hit the ground, and her eyes fluttered open just long enough to apologize for being unprofessional, as though her health was a burden she wasn't entitled to acknowledge. Adrian carried her to a quiet room and immediately called for medical help. As they waited, he sat beside Lily, who clutched her lunchbox so tightly her knuckles turned white. She looked up at him with innocent fear, unsure if her mother would lose her job because she fell sick. That fear made Adrian's chest tighten in a way he hadn't felt since childhood. He realized then that power meant nothing if it couldn't be used to protect the vulnerable. The medical team confirmed Maya had severe pneumonia and needed immediate rest and treatment. Her body had been pushed far beyond its limits. She had been working while dangerously ill, neglecting her own health to keep her daughter safe. Adrian listened quietly, guilt pressing heavy on him like a stone. When they prepared to take Maya to the hospital, he made a decision he couldn't ignore, not as a CEO, but as a human being. He arranged for her full treatment to be covered by the company. He granted her paid leave for as long as necessary, and he ensured that Lily would be looked after, even arranging transportation and meals until Maya recovered. Lily looked at him with eyes full of gratitude, the kind of gratitude that made him feel unworthy of it. but he knew what he had to do next. Over the following week, he visited Maya at the hospital. He learned about her struggles, her sacrifices, and the silent strength she carried. He realized she had been more dedicated and hard-working than many people holding high positions in his company. She wasn't just another staff member, she was a warrior who had never complained. And slowly, Adrian began making changes across his corporation. Better healthcare, support programs, and checking in on employees personally. Maya's story had opened his eyes to the humanity behind his empire. When Maya finally recovered, Adrian promoted her, not out of pity, but because he saw her leadership, resilience, and integrity. She became part of an employee welfare team that helped others like her, people who simply needed someone to notice their struggle, someone to believe in them. And Maya felt, for the first time in years, that she wasn't fighting alone anymore. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps more emotional stories reach those who need them. Before you go, comment below, kindness matters. And with that simple truth, their lives, and perhaps the lives of countless others, began to change for the better.